Welcome back to the Jason Supra YouTube channel. Today we are in Monaco and we are touring the car collection of Prince Rainier III, the Prince of Monaco who passed away in 2005. Prince Rainier III was an avid car collector, and I read on the website that he had over 100 cars in his collection. I believe this is most of the cars. I think there are some others that were not on display that they move in and out, so the collection is kind of different every once in a while. And obviously these cars in the beginning here are all of the older cars. The collection is on 2 different floors. The place is very big and they're sorted in generally chronological order, not perfect chronological order. Some of them are out of place, but I did take down the names of some of the more interesting ones that will be coming up here shortly. We're looking at mostly cars from as early as 1903 to 1910, 20, 30. So a lot of these cars are very old. I'm sure there are some people that are interested in these. They're not my exact cup of tea, so I don't know too much about them. But coming up here, we do have a lot of interesting cars. Monaco is also famous for being the second smallest country in the world and home of the world famous Monaco Grand Prix. Now, this is one of the first cars that I noted down. This is a 1936 Ford V8 station wagon. As you can see, it's a Woody. Now, I apologize if I'm not talking about some car in this part that's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, but I just don't know too much about them, so please let me know in the comments if I missed anything noteworthy. I'd like to pause on this part here. This is a very special car because Prince Rainier III was famously married to Hollywood legend Grace Kelly. She starred in many films, including To Catch a Thief, that was filmed right here in Monaco. In that movie, she drove a 1954 Sunbeam Alpine Mark I Roadster, which is exactly what you see here. The one in the movie was the exact same color, so this could possibly be the screen-used car from the movie. The only thing that looks different is the interior is a little darker, but that could have been redone at some point. And being a big fan of this movie, my wife and I actually went up to the spot where this scene was filmed, and I took this video to try and match it up as close as possible. Pretty cool to see how much the landscape has changed. All right, jumping back into the tour here. So I also wanted to mention that this collection is actually located underground, right under one of the streets that's used in the Monaco Grand Prix. And it is pretty difficult to find, so if you are trying to find it, just look up a picture of what it looks like from the outside online and do your best to find it. If you don't speak French, you might be out of luck because it's kind of hard to get directions. So coming up here, we have another pretty interesting car. This black one to the right is a 1921 Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost Limousine Barker. I thought that one was interesting. It's a little out of place since it's a 1921 and we are getting up to the 40s and 50s cars here. And as we get to some of the more interesting cars here, I also wanted to mention that it is only $10 for a ticket to walk through this collection, or 10 euros. It's about the same thing. So if you are in Monaco and you're looking for something fun to do for about an hour, this is definitely worth the price. I thought this Mercedes was pretty interesting. It looks like the exact one from The Hangover, which I thought was funny. Okay, coming up here, we got a couple of very interesting cars. Right behind these cars, they had this big projection screen with a lot of movie scenes with cars in it. And so I don't know if any of these cars were used in films, but this one right here is a 1963 Ferrari 250 GT Cabriolet Pininfarina. So that's what the plaque in front of it said, and that is a very beautiful car, probably extremely expensive. Next we have this gigantic Rolls-Royce, and then turning back to the other side we have this Alfa Romeo. Now as we turn back around to the other side, I remember reading the plaque in front of this car, but now I can't remember. But this car was given to Prince Rainier III as a wedding gift. I cannot remember who it was from. Now this car is very interesting. This was not one of Prince Rainier III's cars. I think this is the current Prince's car. As you can see, it's a Lexus LS 600HL with a clear roof that can actually be removed to turn the car into a convertible. So look at that roof. That's something I've never seen before on a car, obviously custom made, very cool. This may have been my favorite car on the first floor. This is a 1968 Maserati Mistral 4000 Coupe. I don't know why, I just really liked the look of this one. And then right behind it is a BMW Isetta. Now we've got one more section of the bottom floor here. I really like this Jaguar in this British Racing green color. And then this 1963 Facel 2 Coupe. We've got a few more cars here that I don't have too much commentary about, so I'll just let it play here for a second. I did want to talk about the interior of this car, which I thought was hilarious. The seats in this car are actually wicker, which look very uncomfortable and very unsafe. This is a 1955 Mercedes 300 SL with those iconic Gullwing doors. Very valuable car. And almost done here with the first floor. Now this gray car that you're about to see on the right, this is a Citreon. I actually saw one of these driving around, that exact same model, but it was red while we were there, which I thought was a really interesting car to see on the road. Okay, so that is the first floor. We are now going to go up to the second floor, where I think you guys will like the cars a lot more. Okay, now we are on the top floor, and of course, since this collection is based in Monaco, there is a lot of racing history here. So there is a huge collection of race cars that we are about to look at. That is an old Bugatti. I wish I had more information on it. This is a 1989 Ferrari F1 640. I turn the camera here, and then I go back because I'm like, you know what, that could probably use a little more screen time. Next, we have this 1985 Peugeot 205 Turbo 16, followed by another one of my favorites, this 1984 Lancia 037. Now, the next car is easily top 3 in the entire collection for me. This is a 1982 BMW M1, a car I've only ever seen on the internet, never seen in person. And I'm usually not a big fan of liveries, but this Motul livery is really cool and just a really awesome looking car from the front end. And coming up here, we have some more of the race car collection. I don't have too much commentary on some of these, so I am just going to let it play. In the meantime, please leave a comment. Let me know what your favorite car of this collection is. Alright, and we are getting to some of the last cars in the collection. This is a 1971 Renault Alpine A110 1600S. This is a Porsche 911. I don't know the exact year. And this next car is probably my favorite from the entire collection. This is a 1969 Porsche 908. I get a little closer here so you can see that the roof of the car was actually signed. I can't really make out the names, but most likely by the drivers that are mentioned right there on the door. And then this is a Ferrari Daytona, I believe 1976. And 3 more cars to finish out the collection. We have the iconic Lamborghini Countach. This one is black on gold wheels. And then we have the classic Ferrari Testarossa. One of my favorite Ferraris ever made. And finally, the first time I've ever seen one in person, the Lamborghini Miura, the first supercar ever made. So thank you so much for coming on this tour with me. If you're still watching, if you are going to Monaco, I definitely recommend checking this place out. For 10 euros, it is a steal. So again, please leave a comment. Let me know what your favorite car is. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.